Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we are specifically going to talk about the dawn after the revolution. So specifically, we are now emerging from the 2023 spring D&D OGL 1.0 leak Firestorm, okay? And it frustrates me that anybody even talks about the OGL 1.1 as real. It was never more. It was always wisps of smoke. There was nothing real there, in my humble opinion. So, but hey, OGL and OSR champions, they get the OGL 1.0, and OSR champions get to choose what they consider real or evidence. All right, yeah, we all get our choices, right? So, but where are we right now? This is an exciting moment. This is a really exciting moment, actually. Excuse me. We are at the dawn after the revolution, right? So yeah, hey, this has been a fun week, right? Like watching the flames lick, right? Like watching all the buildings burn, right? Watching people shout revolution in the streets. It was fun. I get it, right? Like, it was exciting, right? But here's the thing that's interesting. One, okay, the institutional buildings are up and running. Like, Hasbro did not topple, right? Their factory's still going. In fact, their virtual factory never missed a beat, right? They got 5 books coming out this year alone, which we already know, right? Like, their plans are announced, right? And they have television shows on the way. They have a movie arriving in March. They have 4 or 5 D&D canon hardbacks for realsies, legit material coming, right? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. But here's the part. Here's the interesting part. This is the part that you need to understand, right? Okay, yeah, I get it. The revolution was fun, right? I know y'all had a fun time screaming D&D be gone, right? Showing yourselves for who you really were. Those who stand against Dungeons & Dragons from the beginning. I've been saying it for a while. I was like, these people really are not, they're not cute. They don't honor Gary Gygax. They don't honor Dungeons & Dragons. It's all selfishness, right? It's all emotion. It's all opinion. No facts, no foundation, nothing real. Like that's my issue. Is like on the OGL and the OSR stuff, it's all will-o-wisps. It's all wisps of smoke, right? There's nothing foundational there, in my humble opinion. But they had a moment here. This is real. You know, a lot of people got all up in the, the revolution was fun, right? I get it, right? But now, okay, it's the sun is out. It's it's 7 a.m. and the sun is up, and we're all sitting, and the flames are out, right? And we're all sitting on the Thames, right? And we're looking out over the river, right? And maybe we have a cup of coffee that's something that we got at a cafe, right? And guess what, right? You go get some sleep, and then you get to work, right? Now, here's the real part, right? It was so much fun, yelling at Hasbro and pointing out every problem they had and how they didn't make every decision with wisdom and make the right choice that you thought. But now every problem Hasbro has is yours, OGL 1.0 creators. It is yours, OSR champions. Are you going to shut your mouth and get to work and produce something real? Right? And that's the kicker. What is Orc gonna be? Terrible name, by the way. Such a bad name. The first, open RPG creative license, Orc. The first thing they're communicating is we absolutely do not care whatsoever for any inclusion, right? And we really don't care about any cultural issues, right? Which is going to make the grognards super happy, but they're literally dying. Is that where you want your customer base? Right? And they're like, hey, all that diversity, all that inclusion that you were going to get over on the Wizard side, we're not even going to attempt it. Literally out of the gate, we're telling you, oh yeah, we're definitely embracing the regressive ideas of the past, right? We're embracing Tolkien's worst mistake, orcs, right? We're embracing one of the most problematic species in Dungeons & Dragons, orcs, right? Unbelievable. I can't, and the missteps are already starting, right? But here's the thing, okay? The reality is there is something I want here, right? What the heck do I want from what do I want? It's a good question. What do I want from coming out of the Firestorm? What do I want to happen as a result of the 2023 spring Dungeons & Dragons OGL 1.1 leak Firestorm, right? I actually do want a real competitor for Dungeons & Dragons to emerge. I don't think it's had a competitor since 1974. There might have been a brief moment where Paizo was a competitor, right? Like a month, right? But the reality is it's never had a sustained... And actually, you know what? I will say, I think Paizo was a real competitor for 1 month. It's never had a sustained competitor, right? And so I do want it to have a competitor. And you know why I want that? Dunkin' Donuts, right? I go to Dunkin' Donuts right now. I really enjoy their product. They're fantastic. And they are way better because Krispy Kreme rose up. And you know what? When there was no Krispy Kreme, nobody to press them and say, you need to do better. You need to, don't jam your donuts vertically into the box, right? Put them all down flat, right? And then so that, the chocolate doesn't get all over the cruller, right? D&D actually needs a real competitor, right? So I'm not necessarily rooting against Paizo, right? What I'm frustrated with is I'm really frustrated with this idea that really was touted a lot, right? That Hasbro was just a bunch of, greedy corpos and they're all a bunch of idiots, right? None of that is true, right? They're very smart. They're very wise. They work really hard, right? And actually, I'm going to give you OGL 1.0 creators, and I'm going to give you OSR creators, some your OSR champions, some credit. At the end of all this, I saw a few people saying, hey, Hasbro employees are people too. Maybe we should stop castigating them in all this, right? Now, the part that they left out is not the bean counters, right? Guess what? They're people too, and I'm here for it, right? I'm the one dude on the internet saying, you discount the bean counters, but you're wrong. They make sure that stuff gets on a boat and gets shipped, right? They make sure they do the producing, right? Y'all didn't watch the offering last year, all about the producer who created the Mario Puzo's The Godfather, right? I know corporate suits aren't exciting to you, right? But they're part of the process, and they're human beings. And the idea that they didn't make Dungeons & Dragons better is ludicrous. And I think that's going to, now that every problem Hasbro owns, now that the revolution is over, and all you revolutionaries are now conservatives and need to actually do some work, right, and put on your big girl pants and go to work and drink some coffee and actually produce something other than noise and shouting and fire, hey, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. We are at the dawn of the revolution, and that's the issue, is we are at the dawn, and so that is the point of where we've actually arrived, is we are at the dawn of the revolution, right? And you need to all put down your torches, and you need to pick up a pencil, and you need to get some work done, right? So it was nice hearing you shout. Let's see you work, all right? All that's my humble opinion, every word of it. I'm eager to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. All right? Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.